Hi, welcome back to Real Reviews. This is Cody Williams, and we're talking about the movie The Mask. It is based on the line of Dark Horse Comics, with a protagonist villain who dons a mask which grants him supernatural powers to cause chaos in a cartoonish manner, so to speak. I haven't read any of the comics, but I do hope to change that soon. This movie adaptation happens to tone things down from its violent graphic nature to a mere comedy flick that is mostly suitable for the whole family. I will admit that there are some dark moments in this movie that it tends to play off of. I guess that is its way to pay some respect to the source material. The movie story follows Stanley Ipkiss, a timid bank clerk who is down on his luck with everything going on in his personal life completely out of his control. On one fateful night, he happens to find and come in possession of a mask that is imbued with special powers. Unbeknownst to the mystery behind the mask, he puts it on and the mask transforms Stanley into a chaotic, cartoonish superhero. When I first saw this in theaters as a 4-year-old, I was completely awestruck by it. I loved the movie so much, in fact, that I bought the soundtrack, the Halloween costume, and collected the action figures. It was a movie that was truly unlike any other, and I simply could not get enough of it. As the years pass by, I can easily tell you that I've seen this film a ridiculous amount. What's so good about this movie is literally Jim Carrey himself. At the prime of his career, Jim Carrey was the king of comedy back in the 90s. During that time, we are subjected to many of his works. That includes Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber, Batman Forever, Liar Liar, and so on. There is no doubt that he was simply the best when it came to slapstick humor, and still remains rightfully so to this very day. With his unique kind of humor, he carries it over into this movie, perfectly astounding with a character that is so befitting to his cartoonish nature. It's like the movie was written with Jim Carrey in mind. Speaking of Jim Carrey, the movie's jokes performed by him are none other than fantastic, and there are no shortcomings of it. I do like how some of the movie's humor does go meta. If you don't know what meta humor is, it's the kind of comedic expression that is directed towards other subjects, or it can be directed towards itself intentionally. Sort of how like the Deadpool movies are, for example. There may be some innuendo jokes that may go over the heads of children, that the adults can actually appreciate. Easily enough, you will find yourself constantly laughing throughout the duration of the movie. The premise of the movie story with the mask itself is good, but the subplot involving the mafia felt weak for my liking. I don't know how to describe it, but it just felt too basic. I get the fact that the movie needed an antagonist, however, I think it could have been handled more appropriately. I may be nitpicking here, but I'm just foreseeing how the movie could have been pushed to its fullest potential. Speaking of potential, let's talk about how good the movie itself looks. We have great looking CGI special effects used for the transformation scenes to transition into the prosthetic and makeup used for the character of the mask, which are pretty amazing to see. I just couldn't have imagined how hard it would have been to perform with the oversized teeth because they looked like it was difficult. Overall, The Mask is without a doubt a film that doesn't fall short of being claimed a classic staple that defines Jim Carrey at his best. As zany and whimsical as it may be, I will always have an entertaining time rewatching this, no matter how many times I've already seen it. It may not be perfect, but it sure is close to it. I give this movie an A. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Keep up with my real reviews.